Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So often, Black people argue about religion. Whether we're talking about online or in person, you have non believers arguing against believers, atheists arguing against Christians, Christians arguing against Muslims. You have Hebrews arguing against other people of different faiths. And really, I think that it is a waste of time to argue over religion. And I'm going to explain why. Brother Malcolm X said it best in his speech entitled The Ballot or the Bullet. He said, "My religion is my personal business." He said it governs his personal life and his personal morals. Malcolm X said, "My religious philosophy is personal between me and the God in whom I believe." This is best this way. Were we to discuss religion, we would have too many differences from the outstart, and we could never get together. And then he talked about how people should keep their religion at home. People should keep their religion in the closet. People should keep their religion between themselves and their God. And he said that when we come out here, we have a fight that is common to all of us against an enemy who is common to all of us. And I think that that brother was on point with that comment. We know that Brother Malcolm X was a devout Muslim. He believed in the religion of Islam. But yet the brother was willing to, instead of focus on his religion, he was going to focus on the issues that matter to all Black people. And that's what we need to do, man. We need to stop arguing with each other over religion. We do not have the luxury to argue about religion. All that does is divide us and conquer us. All that does is make us weaker. It makes us less effective in our fight against real problems that address and affect our community. Real problems like inner city violence. We have communities where large numbers of young Black men are killing each other in the streets. We have the problem of mass incarceration in our Black community, where you have this war on drugs, which is nothing but a war on Black people, where many nonviolent offenders are being locked away for years upon years for selling drugs, locked away from their families. So you have a significant number of Black men who are locked away or who are killed at early ages, thereby undermining the Black community, thereby destroying the Black family. So we have that problem. We have the problem of police brutality, police killing Black people with impunity and not being brought to justice, killing Black people with no charges being filed in most of the cases, killing Black people, and in most of the cases that are actually brought to trial, the police walk. We have the problem of poverty in the Black community, disproportionate high poverty and unemployment rates in the Black community. We have the problem of failing schools in the Black community, where you have Black schools that don't have the same resources, don't have the same financial support as affluent suburban white schools. We have the problem of economic disparities in our Black community, where Black people earn far less than white people. Black people have far less wealth than white people have. According to one study in the Nation magazine, they said it would take Black people over 200 and something years to amass the same level of white people, same level of wealth as white people. So there are huge economic disparities. We look at the fact that we don't own and control the financial institutions in our Black community, the economic institutions in our Black community, the businesses in our Black community. We see that most of these businesses are owned and controlled by groups that don't even live in the community, by these immigrant communities. They own and control a lot of the businesses. And we see that many of the businesses are owned and controlled by white people in the Black community. These are problems that we have to address. We have to address the problem of the black family. The fact that you have over 70% of black families being single parent households. That problem must be addressed. We must address these problems. We must address the problem of the rising white supremacist movement in this country, a movement that is tacitly supported by the President of the United States. We have the issue of voting rights, where you have these people trying to suppress the black vote by imposing restrictions on voter registration and all kinds of restrictions like voter ID requirements and other things to undermine the black vote. So we have some real issues that need to be addressed in the community. And I understand the importance of faith. I understand the importance of people having their different beliefs. But I think that we need to deal with the common enemy that we face, the common problems that we face. That should be our priority, not arguing with one another about religion. We need to argue with our oppressor about our oppression. That's what we need to do instead of wasting time and energy arguing with each other. We need to be using that time and that energy fighting against injustice in this society.